Well, today is butcher day. So we have all the chickens. We sprayed them all down and everything. Make sure they're pretty clean. So they look dirty because they're all wet. We got a bucket to catch the blood. There's some water in it. We just use, you can use a milk jug or whatever type of jug you have. What I do is I cut the bottom out so it's a little bit bigger, so their neck would go through here, and then down in here I use the cap with a screw right to the tree. And we tried before just to use a screw, but it will actually break the plastic. So if you use the cap, it won't break it, and with the weight and stuff, it'll last the whole time. So that's what we have there. We have our propane, and that is actually already hot. I had it boiling up in the hot water. It was boiling, so that's why I have it cracked to let some of the heat out. It's too hot right now, so that's why the propane's not on yet. And we are going to be trying out our new chicken feather plucker. It's only big enough for maybe one bird, two if they're small. But I think this is going to work really, really well. The other nice thing is that the actual whole drum comes off by just undoing it. The bottom here is a place where all the feathers come out. We've seen a couple of these out there that have the hose attachment and stuff like that, and we actually like this one because of the fact that this is all metal and it's all attached metal on that side. And if I come around and look down in here, the whole attachment here is metal, so it's not going to break off or anything. So you could actually just hook your hose right to this and it will spray for you, but we will not be doing that. We'll just be using the hose. Reason for it is that we only have one hose that's this long, because it goes all the way over there on the other side of the house. So in case I need water, for a bucket, or as I'm processing or something, I want to be able to have water. So that's why we're just going to use the hose here. So we have our picnic table down, and I got a bucket for the guts. This will be for all the chickens. It has cold water in it, cold ice water. This is going to be for the gizzards and the hearts, and also the livers. I got my knives ready. I just threw a garbage bag down. And then this here is going to be for the legs. I'm going to plan on saving the legs. I'm going to cook them in the oven on low, and then we will use them as dog treats. Trying to use up as much as we possibly can. Same thing with the liver. We're not big liver fans, so I will just be cooking that and adding it to some of the dogs' food and everything through the winter, and give them a treat every once in a while. But that is our setup. So he'll be taking the heads off here. That's how we do it. We don't drain the blood out because it just keeps them alive too long. And you're better off just get it done and over with as fast as possible and as easy as possible. Once they turn upside down, they do fall asleep. You can get their head off, but if you do, I found, and this is for me, but when I try and just cut the vein and let them bleed out, sometimes they actually wake right back up and they turn their head around and look at you, and that just kind of freaks me out. So there's a bucket here of water for the knife. He'll go from here to dunk it, and then right to the feather plucker, and then he'll come right over to here and hand me the chicken. So that is our setup. So we are not going to actually show the actual killing process. A lot of YouTube stuff going on. That they'll pull your video or something, but I want to keep the video up there so I can see how I did it this year. I think I got a good process. If not, I guess I'm going to find out, and I'll be watching this next year to see where I can make improvements. So anyways, we'll be right back when most of this is done. All right, so we had to make some provisions. Our propane is out. So we got a couple block. He made a little fire under it. That's getting it going. Our killing station is working out really, really well. And our plucker is also working out fairly well. We actually went beyond the bucket, so we just took the bucket out. We're counting down to just a few chickens left. Over here, my mom's helping us out. She's doing the gizzards and the hearts and the livers and pulling them out. But there's all of them. And I'm saving the feet for the dogs. I'm going to cook them in the oven, save them. And we have our gizzards and hearts and livers in there. That's our, and some water to wash our hands and stuff. And that's our setup. And so far it is actually working out really, really nice. So we're just taking a break real quick because he needed to add some more wood on the fire. And we're going to go ahead and finish them up. Well, we're all done. So we got to use our Vac Master, which does an awesome job. If you can grab one of these, definitely do it. It is definitely worth the money. What it does is that it's a chamber, and it removes all the air out of the chamber and seals the bag. And the nice thing is that you can do anything in this. You could do soup, you could do water if you wanted to. Whereas if we call it the food, the other one, yeah, I don't want to mention names or anything, but the other vacuum sealers, you know, their bags are really expensive and so on and so forth. We got a whole big thick thing of bags here. There's another one there. It's 1,500 bags. 1,500 bags for $13. And then I got rolls to do the big stuff. So I got these rolls. I got one roll and one roll there. The rolls are 50 feet long, 11 inches wide, 50 feet long. I picked both of them up for $9 on Amazon. When you figure it out on the bags, I figured it out to be approximately just a little more. That it's like 1.2 cents per bag, which is so cheap. And you know, they'll last us forever, for a long, long time. Anyways, I got the VP 215. You're able to set how much, how long it's to pull air out. And you could just, you'll know it by, you'll just watch this go all the way around, and when it hits down here to 0 and -0, you got a full vacuum on here. So then you want to adjust your time for that, how long it is. I have it set to 20 seconds. So 20 seconds, it pulls all the air out. And then it goes and it takes 1.6 seconds. I got it set to, because you could change that too. If you got thinner bags, you can set it to whatever time you want. So then the thinner bags, you know, you'll want to set it to like 0.4 or something. But you got a sealer here, and there's another one at the top right here. So they just come together and it seals. It's really, really nice. But you're able to set the sealer, and then then I have it set to 3 seconds to cool before it lets the air back in. So once the air goes back into the chamber, it automatically, you know, it seals itself and you're good to go. I'll have to demonstrate that one day when we're doing this, but we have, this is all of the backs. And right now I just have, I gotta get this in the fridge somehow. I got a towel over just to keep anything out of it. But I also wanted to mention, Darren's been hard at work, and he actually got the countertops almost all done. So this is our island, and this right here, you like my Band-Aid? Duct tape. I cut myself cutting up the, so this is pine, and this is all going to be stained and polyurethane. So, but you can actually see it a little bit better over here. Get my drink out of the way. But there you go. That's our countertop. It is just Formica, but it also has like a shimmer type deal on it, and they're all going to have the pine in the front. Let me set that back down. My mom brought me a gift when she came. My dad went to a flea market and got me 6 cases of wide mouth jars for $5. And then as he was walking away with the jars, the lady's like, well, hold on a minute, this goes with it too. So it's a water bath canner, and it has the Fall Guide to Preserving. It has a basket, and the basket's to, you know, strain stuff and everything. We have 3 picker-uppers. That's what I call them, picker-uppers. To pick up the jars and set them in. I have 3 funnels, 2 jar funnels and 1 little funnel. It came with a big thing of, hasn't even been opened, pectin. Came with 2 magnets and the scraper, and I don't have one of these things. I really wanted one, so I got one. It came with bread and butter pickles. There's another bread and butter pickle. It comes with the Beginner Guide to Canning and Recipe book from Ball. Home canning instructions. Again, the basket. And 2, looks like brand new racks. And of course, the canner. It's always good to have parents who kind of watch that stuff. My dad, he's in his 80s. He loves going to the flea market. He always finds great deals too, and he always looks for things for me. And I'll show you something else he got me last week. Let me just put this all back in here for now. There we go. I'll leave the book out. So I went online, and we have right down here, it's a All-American pressure cooker. And I got that off of Craigslist for $50. Came with some jars with it. And this is what my dad got me last week at a flea market. So, price on it, 20 bucks, but that's not what he paid. He got it for 15. Came with, it does come with the topper, it's inside, and it came with the pressure gauge. All ready to go. Was that an awesome deal? 15 bucks for an All-American? Oh my gosh. I can't tell you how happy I was when he gave that to me. But I want to give you a little update also. We got all of our spices set up and labeled. Yes, every single one of them is different. We use a lot of spices. Now, I ended up buying 20 pounds of rice the other day because it was on sale, and I filled all of that up with rice. So that's our 20 pounds. Still haven't worked on the cabinets yet. We're going to get ready to paint them pretty soon. And we still haven't switched out the stove yet. I want a certain type of stove, so it's going to take a little bit of money. So that's why I got that in there. But I wanted to show you my fridge, and please, sorry, my fridge is dirty. Couple chickens back there. And this whole thing here, that's filled all the way to the back with chicken. So that is our take. That's I gave my mom, as you saw in the video earlier, that she was helping. So I gave my mom 5 chickens, and I gave her a whole bunch of the backs because she uses them for soup. And so, but that there is, we didn't have 29 chickens. We actually ended up with 30 chickens. I thought we had 29, but here, who's counting? Anyways, so 25 chickens in the fridge. And they will stay in the fridge now for 3 days. And that'll allow them to rest. And then in 3 days, I will throw them into the freezer. So if you don't know anything about processing your own meat and stuff, everything needs to rest, because when you kill something, you know, rigor mortis sets in. And if you try to, I'll just turn this around, you can see me. I just took a shower. Anyways, if you know anything about processing meat, then you know that, you know, when you kill something, rigor mortis sets in. When rigor mortis sets in, it's usually lasts for a few days. And if you freeze the meat right away, then it will, when you come and pull it out and thaw it, it'll still, rigor mortis will still be set in there. So you'll end up with really tough meat. So if you ever butcher chickens and stuff and you wonder why it's so tough, that would be why. You either butcher a chicken and you right away cook it and then you're good. But if you don't plan on cooking it right away, then you need to let them rest. So you put them in the fridge. Chicken takes 3 days. So you leave them in there for 3 days, and then you can throw them in the freezer, and they will be perfect and juicy and tender when you pull them out. It's with everything. So like if you do rabbit takes approximately 4 days. It depends on how big the rabbit is. If they're smaller rabbits and stuff, then it's only 3 days as well. But, you know, if you do goats, goat meat takes approximately 5 to 7 days. If you do pork, it's 5 to 7 days. If you do beef, it could take up to 10 days. So that's why when you take something to a butcher and stuff, you don't pick it up right away or anything. He usually lets it hang for a while and age itself, and that's what it means, like age. You age it for at least 10 days, and then it'll be nice, succulent, and juicy. Now, of course, they actually have, quote, aged beef that is actually aged for, I think it's about 45 days. I'm not sure, so don't hold me to that. But anyways, that's our update. I just got out of the shower. I'm exhausted. That's a lot of work. So did the chicken plucker work? The chicken plucker did work. Couple things that we had problems with. It's a smaller chicken plucker. So one of the things when we did the first 2 birds is it kept getting stuck. So I ended up telling Darren, I says, after you dip them in water and you get them ready, bring them over and I'll take the feet off. Because it seemed like the feet was always getting stuck. So I took the legs off. And then I sat there and we put it back. Then we put it in and let it take the feathers off, and it worked like a charm. No problems there. Everything worked great. That was really awesome. And let me just tell you, I mean, we processed 30 chickens. Basically just me and my mother, because Darren he took their heads off and he scalded them and he defeathered them. Everything else was just me and my mother. So my mother doesn't know how to clean a chicken out. So I was cleaning the chicken and handing her the guts, and then she would pull out of there the heart, the gizzard, and the liver. And then I would go ahead, I'll finish the bird by taking the lungs out and getting all the other stuff done. And then we put it in a bin of water. So that took a little bit longer than we were hoping. That took approximately about 3.5 hours. It was a long time. And then after all the chickens were done out there, then we went ahead and brought them all up into the house, and we sat down at the table, and just me and my mother just cut them up. And while we were cutting them up and putting them in a bowl, Darren was taking bits and pieces out of the bowl and putting them together into dinners and vacuum packing them. So that went really, really quick. 30 chickens took us just a little over an hour, which was awesome because we were exhausted already. But so total time after moving everything and stuff like that, it took approximately, I want to say about 4.5, almost 5 hours. And then it took us approximately about another 30 minutes to actually clean everything. So I had to clean all the dishes. I had to clean all the pots. The feather plucker got cleaned out, but we left it outside. It's not going to rain tonight or anything, but we left it out there. We're going to let it dry out, and then we'll put it back into the basement because I don't want to leave it out all the time. But yeah, that was pretty much it. I didn't want to show the whole process. Like I said, YouTube has some funny things going on with it. So, but maybe one time I will actually show the entire process and just put a link on there saying, you know, graphic, do not watch. But I wanted to show a few other things that we did here. So that's why I wanted to make sure that, you know, it didn't get too graphic for you. So what did we do with everything? Well, the legs and the wing tips are in a bucket outside, which we are going to, I'm going to put those in the oven tomorrow. Those are going to be used as dog treats. The lungs or the liver was also put into the freezer. That would be used again. I'm not a big chicken liver fan. I know some people love it, but I just can't handle it. So the livers will be used throughout the year for treats again through the winter for the dogs. The wings and all the meat and everything are good. I have all those backs. Tomorrow I will be boiling those down and getting those ready to make some broth, and I will be canning broth tomorrow. I'll do a video on that as well. And what else do we have? Oh, the hearts and the gizzards. My mom absolutely loves those, and for helping me out, I let her have all of that. I like the gizzards. I'm okay with the hearts. I mean, I can eat them, but it's not like one of my faves, so it's just one of those things. But I do like gizzards. But since she helps me out and everything, you know, it just takes a big load off of me, and I just let her have them all. So, but nothing goes to waste. The feathers out there are going to going into the garden. Those will be used for compost. All of the guts and everything have already been put into the garden. Again, compost. So every little bit that we have of the chicken will be used. All of the bones and everything like that, they will be actually given to the pig after I've cooked it all, and the pig will actually chew on those and eat them. And so I'm sure she's going to have such a treat tomorrow. Other than that, that's it. Anyways, I want to say thank you for watching, and I'll catch you on the next video. Thanks.